Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. My name is Josh, and today we'll be talking about Polkadot and its native token DOT, and we'll be conducting an AI-based forecast update to our forecast, as well as looking at Cardano as a retirement vehicle, as well as looking at whether it is undervalued, overvalued using our MVRV Z score, and then its regression bands currently, and its extrapolated regression bands till 2030. So let's get started. Looking at today's sentiment first, overall crypto market related update. Most of the sentiments over the last 24 hours are bullish, although the market is kind of dumping right now. The bullish narratives, I will just briefly hover over them. You can see there are almost six bullish narratives, mostly related to Bitcoin halving, and then new crypto projects, and then stability of Bitcoin, and then UAE Pro League teaming up with Chili's, which is a crypto currency. And then looking at the peak valley, which is our composite risk. The peaks are where the risk is high, and it's a based on historical data, a good time to get out, and the valleys are when the risk is low, a good time to get in. Based on the activity over the last 2 months, since middle of February 2024, you can see till end of March, the risk was on increasing from, let's say, 0.21 to 0.35, and now since April began, that is over here, this is end of March of 2024, you can see what was essentially 0.35 risk, which is kind of middle value from our risk approach. Now this has gone down to less than, sorry, slightly up, more than 0.25. And in the larger context, when this risk color is orange, like it is before the risk goes below 0.2, that is kind of like a intermediate zone for in terms of DCA related strategy, personally speaking. The yellow zone is where mild I personally do mild DCA, and the green zone is when aggressive DCA strategy or aggressively DCing has been beneficial for me. So we are entering fairly close to the territory where if the risk drops by another 0.05, this is again calculated for top 100 cryptos by market cap, looking at their alpha, beta, and then risk adjusted return, as well as percent drawdown and the volatility. And then it the holistic approach helps to come up with a single metric to quantify the risk. So that's where we are. And for context, the highest risk score per this approach was in the last market was in May of 2021, and then secondary peak at around November of 2021. So this is the risk based approach. Now individually risk, this is instead of the earlier PeakValley approach was for top 100 cryptos. This risk meter is a composite risk normalized between 0 and 1 for one individual crypto at a time. Bitcoin's risk in terms of journey is at for this bull run is at halfway stage at 0.5, almost less than 0.5 risk. ETH is about 60%, BNB 61%, and today's crypto that we are going to talk is Polkadot and its token DOT at around 55% risk on its risk journey. You can see all of these metrics you can track in using our website. The link is on the bottom of your screen. Last but not the least is the narrative cloud. We are looking at the last 7 days worth of narratives. What is popular right now? You can see one of the popular narratives. Definitely halving is coming up. Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins, Cardano, some of the altcoins related to the top tokens related top altcoins such as Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, Uniswap. We covered Uniswap at great details yesterday. Chainlink is over here. I think Polkadot is also on this screen somewhere. You can check it out to see if there the amount of attention Polkadot is garnering right now. And this helps us put everything in perspective, how much um, popularity or attention one particular narrative or crypto is having over the last 7 days in the wider crypto market. So this all indicators we discussed. Now let's focus our attention to Polkadot, starting with its forecast. Right now, Polkadot's price is slightly under $7, and we had created this forecast back in February 2024 when the price of DOT was at around $7.56, and our base case till about August of 2024 for DOT was price action between $7 and $12. Now that we are outside of this scope of this base case forecast, because the wider crypto is in bearish phase, at least in the last couple of weeks, you can see that our model had forecasted back in February, if there is a bearish pullback, dot's price at this around time around would be somewhere at a theoretical floor would be at around $5.80. We are almost $1 less than $1 away from that price action which we forecasted 2 months ago. And if this bearish trend were to continue till August, dot's price action could be somewhere between $4 and $5.80. So this is just something about dot in their on its USD pair. And then if the bull market comes back in full swing, the price actions theoretical ceiling could be between $15 and all the way to about $97 between now and July of 2024. So let's see how this forecast so far it uh, has been accurate in looking at when the market turns bearish, where is the floor, whereas if the market turns bullish, where is the ceiling. If that changes, we'll update the model, um, and then create a video to inform. In terms of DOT's potential as a retirement vehicle, again, this is not financial advice, none of the content is. We look at three cases for a crypto. The conservative case growing at 8%, which is similar to index funds such as S&P 500, and looking if DOT manages to be relevant from its current price action at $6. If it grows at 8%, which will be very bearish, considering it's an altcoin growing at a rate of annual compound annualized growth rate of a stock market, would be taking on additional risk to get similar gains as stock market would do. But still, this would be the bear case. And looking at next 15 years, if dot manages to stay relevant and grow at 8%, then the price action will be from $6 all the way to about here at around $20 or $21. And in terms of the number of dot tokens required to be a dot millionaire, right now it's at around 151,000 dot, and that would change if at 8% growth rate, it would be at around 81,000 in 2033, and in 2040 that would be at around 47,000. Looking at the realistic case, which is at around 15% growth, the price from $6 all the way at around $54, and number of tokens required right now at 151k to about 18k to be a dot millionaire. And in the last but not the least is the optimistic case, which is again half of what Bitcoin did over the last 10 years. Bitcoin's compound annual growth rate was at around 47%. We have divided it by 2, and in this case, dot's price is at between $6 today, $6 to all the way about $130 in 2040. And in terms of the number of tokens, from 151k dot needed to be a dot millionaire to about 7,700 dot required in if dot manages to have a 22% annualized growth rate. And in terms of the USD required to be a dot millionaire, right now, if you have or plan to have 315,000, and you don't have to have this millionaire dot millionaire mindset or goal. You can, if you believe that you can only have 5,000 or 10,000 or 20 or 50,000 or 100,000, you can divide these by the number. So for example, for 100k, everything divided by 10 would be, instead of 315,000, it would be 31,000 of today, and then so on. Instead of 122,000, it would be 12,000, and instead of 50,000, the requirement would be today, today's value would be at $5,000. 5,000 today, dollar today, at 22% compound annualized growth rate, if dot manages to stay relevant till 2040, would be equal to 100,000. So this is the retirement potential for dot. In terms of discerning if it's overvalued or undervalued, this is the MVRV Z-score based approach, where the price of dot is in blue. You can see that the price has had a precipitous fall from March at $10.20 to about $6.70. And in terms of MVRV score, with Z-score, which is in red, the score for dot has consistently been less than zero, currently, and even the last month and a half, the score from negative 0.23, this has declined more than negative 0.55. And in terms of what it means, the Z score, if it's touches this -1 territory, like it did in April of 2022, that is when we are very close to having mm, a precipitous decline in price, like dot did in April 2022, and then from 20 $17 in April 2022 to less than $5 in December 2022. So this is something that needs to be checked. If you are interested in following along dot's risk journey, please subscribe to the channel. And undervaluation, overvaluation phase, and last but not the least is the regression bands, that the polynomial regression function that we have wrapped around dot's price action, which is in white. The line in pink is the trend line in terms of its polynomial regression, and you can see that the current value for the fair value or the trend line for dot is at around $9.77, but today the price is slightly more than 6.6 USD. That means the price action is one standard deviation, and all of these rainbow colors are, or the heat level colors are, one standard deviation increments to either to the downside or to the upside. Therefore, in terms of prices to look for, which are away one standard deviation, two standard deviation, three standard deviation, they cover most of the or the 99% of the price action. You can see that the price action, which is the white line, has never deviated from these regression bands so far. The key is that when the bands are going up, that means the likelihood that the price action will go up is higher than when the bands go down. For example, how they did in late 2021. At that time, the likelihood of price action going down was more high. Over here, the three standard deviation ceiling for dot is at around $24. So unless these bands increase significantly as Polkadot makes its if and when if it makes its rally to the upside, there would be a significant resistance at $25, and then um, e slightly less significant resistance at around $18.60, and somewhat one standard deviation or 70% confidence level resistance at around $13.50. And in terms of a pullback, we just saw that the first support at one standard deviation was at around $6.86. At that point, now the price is at around slightly less than $6.62. That means this first level of support was breached. The secondary support now is at around $4.97, and the third is at around $3.60. We haven't come that close to the bottom or the 3 standard deviation support. We came close in summer or middle of summer of 2021, but ever since that time frame, the secondary support has held pretty well even throughout the bear market, and that support is currently at around $4.97. So just wanted to summarize everything. The key levels to watch is around $25, $18, $13 to the upside, whereas $4.97 to the downside. So that's the regression based story for dot. We do have, if dot manages to stay relevant till 2030, what are some of the 2 standard deviation move to the upside that would constitute a bull case scenario, let's say at around 2030. We'll discuss this when dot finally has its rally to the upside. Till then, we'll be focusing our attention more towards these regression bands. And just to summarize everything, on terms of the regression band we just covered, as also on MVRV Z score, Polkadot is still undervalued in terms of its CAGR potential. We talked about the number of dot tokens needed in each of the scenario to be a dot millionaire, and last but not the least, we discussed the AI based forecast. All of this content is available on the website. You don't have to sign up for it or pay for it. If you are interested in following along with this AI based and machine learning based journey that we have been on on this channel, please subscribe to the channel and also give this video a like, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.